Ladies and gentlemen, the following episode is scheduled for one fall. Coming down the aisle are your hosts of In The Kliq, Baby Huey and Ryan Tronic.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my tag team partner, Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you once again for making the last minute hot tag to fill in for Brian on this episode
anytime.
In The Kliq. I really do appreciate it. So much to talk about. First off, apologize to the Kliqsters for the delay on a brand new episode. It's been very busy. WrestleMania came and went. We were down there in LA covering all the festivities, Smackdown, the Hall of Fame, NXT Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania Night 1 and 2, and the Raw after Mania. So very busy. So I was away from my full-time job at the radio station for almost a week. So needless to say, when I came back to work, I had a lot to catch up on. And so I feel like last night I finally got to a point where I'm kind of more or less back on my normal schedule and pace with everything at work. And I was like, crap, I gotta get some episodes out of In The Kliq for you guys. So so thank you, Tim, for making the last minute fill in for Brian right now. I appreciate it. So much to talk about. So this is going to be a jam-packed episode. We're going to, I know I have not done an actual review for WrestleMania, and now I know it's over a week and a half ago. I apologize, like I said, for not getting a review out sooner, but I do want to give my thoughts about WrestleMania 39. I was there in attendance and kind of want to give my perspective of things. Tim would love to hear your perspective on things, and just so much to talk about from the biggest WrestleMania to date ever, which is exciting stuff. And hopefully in the meantime, you guys have taken the chance to check out all the interviews I did from the WrestleMania press junket. There was 2 mornings of it. Did I think 10 interviews total with various members of the WWE and NXT roster. But I do want to give big thank you to you, Tim. You're the man. You edit all those interviews. They're up right now in the Kliq's YouTube channel. So thank you for just helping me out, being remotely working on all that stuff.
11. I got 11 here.
Oh yeah, the Miz. Well, that's the thing.
That was a weird one to edit because it was
No, so what happened was the Miz was there. He was the host of WrestleMania, and he was going around doing interviews, but it was getting crunch time, like right before he had to leave. And so the PR guy was like, all right, you know what? Since we're not going to be able to get to everyone one-on-one, we're just going to have him stand here and you guys all huddle around him and do just a media scrum version, just throw out questions. I'm like, oh, okay. So literally grabbed my camera, lifted up on the tripod, walked over there, sat it down, and then literally people were just throwing out questions for him. And he did it for 8 minutes it was. So it wasn't like a legit one-on-one interview, but I, for the sake of you Kliqsters out there,
it's still cool.
Yeah. No, so like I said, thank you for all 11 of those interviewing that. I do want to get, I should put the audio version of those online as well for our Kliqsters who listen to us online, which, by the way, remember, subscribe to In The Kliq, wherever you get your podcasts at. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review, a thumbs up, leave a rating, a comment as well. If you listen to us on YouTube, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up on all the videos, leave a comment, share the podcast as well. We appreciate all the support and paying it forward. But no, WrestleMania weekend was a lot of fun. Got to connect with a lot of my favorite wrestling media personalities there. So it was just fun hanging out with everyone, talking to everyone, just networking, all that good stuff, and seeing all the action in person. So it was a lot of fun. So much to talk about. So many matches to talk about from WrestleMania weekend. Let's jump right into it. So night 1 of WrestleMania, which, I think hands down was the better night out of the 2, right? At this point.
Well, yes, but there are a lot of people saying night 2 had the match of the weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. And seeing that one in person, my chest is still hurting from watching that one. But let's go into it. WrestleMania night 1 kicked off. The Miz, who's the host of WrestleMania, in the ring with Snoop Dogg, just kind of welcoming everyone, which we'll kind of talk more about, his impact. I guess, okay, I'll start that with you, Tim. What do you think of the Miz overall hosting instead of having an actual wrestling match?
I mean, this is what the Miz was born for. I mean, The Miz is a great pro wrestler. I've always been a fan of The Miz, regardless of everybody always saying bad things about The Miz in the ring and whatnot. But I think Miz in front of an audience, regardless of what he's doing, that's his element. And he can, in my opinion, talk better than most in the company. And putting him out there to just be entertainment, and some may call it filler entertainment, some may call it actual entertainment for the show. I think he was phenomenal. Maybe he should host more things like this for WWE. Maybe he could be the permanent WrestleMania host. But then again, I don't mind Miz in the ring, so give him a match as well. And what we saw, I guess he got kind of matches, but
which we'll get into that.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing I was kind of for him, if they had no plans to use him, he didn't have any major storylines going right now or programs with any other members on the roster. So, but I get it. As you said, he's one of the best talkers with the company. So it made sense to use him for something. And so being the host, that was great. I mean, that's the thing they've done the last few years, or they've done it off and on for years, is having like a host of the show.
So, I guess you could say WrestleMania 30. Was Hogan technically the host? I know he did the thing with Austin and Rock at WrestleMania 30.
Oh, that's right. And he said the wrong stadium. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's
and then 32, I don't remember a host. Well, 32, technically The Rock did come out and announce the attendance and do the Wyatt family thing. 33, The New Day were the host, and they announced the Hardy Boy return.
That's right.
And 34, I don't remember a host. 35 was Alexa Bliss and Hulk Hogan.
Wait, let's see. Yes. Yeah, it was Hulk Hogan. And then 35 in Tampa was Hogan and Titus.
Right.
And then Bailey interrupted, right? I was going to say, didn't Bailey try to interrupt because she was mad because she wasn't on the card? And then
technically that was 37 because 36 was at the PC. 36
That's right. Okay. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, right. I'm losing track. Yeah. 35 was New York. 36 was at the Performance Center. 37, it was Hogan, Titus O'Neil. Bailey interrupted. Bella Twins made the save.
And then was there a host last year? 38? I don't think there was.
Dallas. No.
So like you said, they've been doing it on and off.
Yeah. So
for the last 10 years ish.
Yeah, so no, I think it's good to have a host there just to kind of welcome everyone. I mean, call me old school. I love back in the day when Vince McMahon say, "Welcome everyone to WrestleMania." So to have someone do something like that always just gets me amped up for the show. Like, here we go. And of course, Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
So, were you guys able to hear commentary in the press booth? Did you hear?
That's a funny story. I actually brought that up. So,
because I was just wondering. Well, I was just wondering if you knew that they use Titus on commentary.
No, okay, so when we get to the press box, now normally they turn on the TV feed, or on the TVs they have the feed up, and usually has the commentators synced up to it. There might be a slight half a second or second delay on there, but they had trouble getting the TVs working at first. So literally that first segment with the Miz and Snoop Dogg, we were just watching out the window. We couldn't hear what was going on because when you're in the press box, you have like the glass and kind of unfortunately shields a lot of the noise, so you can't hear how truly loud it is unless you're out there sitting in the crowd. Well, that was
I texted you going, "Hey, how'd the crowd react to this?" And you go, "I can't really hear them." I'm like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like you were sitting there and the TVs were not on yet. And then finally when the TVs turned on, I think it was right before Cena came out. And then like everyone in the press box started going cheering, yay! Because at first I was like, where's the TV? We can't hear what's going on. We can't see what's going on unless you're like just staring out through the window. They finally turned it on and people were clapping, yay! But then the sound wasn't working at first. And literally what I did, I just literally turned on Peacock on my phone.
Yeah, just grab your phone. That's what I would have done.
And started watching on my phone. But see, watching on Peacock, there's even more of a delay because that's the actual broadcast feed. We get like the straight feed in the press box. But anyway, so they finally, they got it going, and then they finally got the audio going. And then the second day, no issues at all. So,
nice.
But yeah, it's a little bumpy start on night one. So we didn't know fully what was going on at first, but then they finally got the audio and the video synced up in the press box, kind of more or less in real time what was going on outside. So, But yeah, no. So as for like the whole Miz first segment, I didn't know necessarily what was going on. I had to rewatch it later on Peacock. Oh, that's what happened, or that's what they were talking about.
Wasn't much to it.
Yeah. So yeah, the first match was Austin Theory defending the U.S. title against John Cena. This was interesting because I think a lot of people were trying to figure out, who's going to win. Is it going to be Austin Theory? Is he going to get a big win over John Cena? Or John Cena actually going to win and maybe do like an open challenge the following week on Raw or whatnot? Going into this, so, it was cool. I thought it was pretty cool how they shot this where Austin Theory came out and they kind of had the camera behind him, coming out to the stage.
That was cool. And he was the only one to use that part of the stage for an entrance with the whole, like, the screen lifting.
Yeah.
He was the only, everybody else came out from, I guess you could say, the entrance on the opposite side. Like, okay, cool. That's unique for him for the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I want to get what's your thoughts on the setup, the actual stage setup for WrestleMania this year?
So cool. Awesome.
It was cool. Like for being in Hollywood, I like it was kind of like almost like Academy Awards style.
No, I loved it.
Yeah, and I believe me, because I was there in New York where it was just like the huge jumbo screen, and it has no like personality, no character. So I like the stage setup here. It actually looked like Academy Awards type of a setup there, stage setup.
I know, this was probably the best one since Orlando 33.
Exactly. Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that one. So that was really awesome to see that. Cena came out with a group of Make-A-Wish kids, which was awesome to see as well. As
second best entrance of the weekend, in my opinion. I think Cody had the best one with Brody Jr. there. Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio too, which we'll get into. Well,
as a father, have you seen all those Make-A-Wish kids there? Maybe I'm just a little more personable with them. Like, I don't have problems with my kids, but I grew up with two kids that were Make-A-Wish kids and stuff. So I kind of know about the Make-A-Wish stuff through them.
Awesome. Yeah. So, no, I know John Cena's granted the most wishes ever for Make-A-Wish. So kudos to him. And Make-A-Wish does amazing things. In the old building I used to work in, Make-A-Wish
Cody said he did like 15 wishes over the weekend.
That's what I heard too. Like, because I thought he was going to come to the press junket Friday, and then I found out he was doing Make-A-Wishes that morning.
I can say exactly, because he sent out that Instagram post. He said, I think I have it here. Yeah, he said he did 15. He said, I got to honor and induct 15 wishes into the Circle of Champions.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Damn. Okay, that's cool. Well, but yeah, no, Make-A-Wish, I've done some work with them. Like I said, in our old building, they were the floor below us. And so they were awesome people to work with locally in San Francisco. But for Cena himself, that was really cool. I mean, I'm sure those kids all felt like rock stars being in front of 80,000+ people. So cool. Yeah.
Technically, the real number was like 67.
Yeah. Well, don't they count
I doubt there was another almost 20,000 people backstage.
Well, they count like every staff member, every vendor there, extra,
I mean, what did they say for SummerSlam in Wembley '93 when there was really only 80,000?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I believe that.
They always inflate the number. This one they inflated big.
Yeah. And then what was it? The thing that kind of got everyone popping was the fact that Cena ran to the ring. Like he full sprint ran all the way to the ring, because that's a long ass ramp from the stage. Ran all the way in there, slid in there. But Cena, love it or hate it, it was just kind of funny. Like he didn't have a WrestleMania tan or anything. He looked like literally he just got off stage somewhere.
He's filming a movie right now. Literally, he was in the middle of filming. You can't really, if they want him to look a certain way.
Yeah.
It's like the Raw that he returned on. He was in, I think it was Atlanta that morning filming.
And he flew out
he flew to Boston and then was back the next day filming stuff.
Which movie is he filming next? Because he just wrapped the one with Zac Efron, right?
Yes, and this is a new one called Grand Theft Lotto. It's got the two people that starred in Shang-Chi.
Really?
Awkwafina, and I always forget the main guy's name from Shang-Chi, but the guy that plays Shang-Chi.
Oh, I interviewed him.
Nice.
Oh my God.
I'm 99% sure that's who it is.
Hold on. I'm totally, oh my God. Why am I blanking? Simu Liu.
Yeah.
Simu Liu. That's right.
Grand Death Lotto.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's cool. A little Marvel DC crossover right there.
Yeah.
So, the match gets going. I don't know about you, man, but this match was kind of very much paint by numbers for Cena.
So to that, did you hear Brian Alvarez, what a wrestler texted him right after the match?
What's that?
He's like, a wrestler texted me saying, I've worked this John Cena match so many times. I could have actually been there just telling you what was going to happen next. People were upset. They said, apparently people backstage were kind of upset saying Cena phoned it in.
Wow. Well, he kind of looked like he did. It was just kind of going through the motions. I hate to say it.
He's in the middle of filming a movie. He can't get hurt. He's got to play it safe.
Yeah, exactly. Which I get it. And I think, at this point in his career, just his presence, his name on the poster or his face on the poster is much more valuable than him trying to deliver a 5-star match or something. Right. So the fact that he's there, this is his first Mania match in a few years, if I remember correctly. I think the last one was it Undertaker?
Well, that wasn't even technically a match,
but he wasn't there last year.
Yeah, no, that may be the last time he worked Mania. No, can't be. That was 5 years ago.
New York was Elias Thugonomics. That's right. I'll take it back. I take it back.
There you go. I forgot about that one.
Thugonomics return. That's right.
Well,
all right, and then New York.
36 the next year he did the Bray Wyatt
cinematic
match. I think since the cinematic match he hasn't worked Mania.
Correct. There you go. So that's it right there.
He's done the SummerSlam stuff with Roman and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. So even the finish felt very flat, underwhelming as far as ref bump.
It made Cena look dumb because Theory taps, Cena lets go and goes, I won. Well, there's no ref to tell you won. Why'd you let go?
Exactly. No bell rang.
In combat sports, you're always taught, don't stop a submission until you're told by the ref.
Exactly.
So it made Cena look dumb. Bald spot and all.
Theory hit the low blow and then hit his finisher, got the 1, 2, 3. The ref came to. So Austin Theory, big win for him. And be curious to see where he goes from here, which, I do want to say, so this episode, we're just going to talk WrestleMania. The next episode, we're going to talk about the fallout on Raw and Smackdown. So I know Theory had a match with Ray last week and stuff, and we could talk more about, his future on a later episode. So I'd be curious to see how Theory moving forward uses this win over a legend like John Cena to his, to his character and where he's going to use it. I'm sure he's going to brag about it for months, if not years on end, very much like how Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar brag about beating the Undertaker records or the streak.
Till they make him drop that belt to Logan Paul.
I know. Well, that's another thing, which that'll be a news story for our next episode. But next match, it was the tag team WrestleMania showcase. Braun Strowman, Ricochet taking on Street Profits, taking on Viking Raiders, taking on Alpha Academy. Dude, Tim, this match in the press box got everyone amped up. It was an 8-minute short match, but it was just nonstop, big move after another. For you, though, what were some of your takeaways from watching this match?
Oh, this match was fun, and I even liked Titus O'Neil on commentary. I thought that was a really cool thing. If he's going to be there, why not use him for something? But no, this match was really good. It's great, as they call it, a showcase match, which I kind of like the name after seeing what the match was, because it's basically just like, hey, here's a bunch of guys that are not really doing much, but we're going to showcase them on the show, hence the name of the match, and give them a platform to say, this is what we can do. And I really liked it. And I thought all 8 guys worked so well together. You could tell that they had their, as they say, working boots on. Yeah. And I liked the fact that, because sometimes you'll see matches like this, and it's like, oh, people are trying to outdo this guy hit a spot. Now I got to hit a better spot than him. No, it felt like they had a plan. They knew they were only given their 8 minutes or so, and they worked those 8 minutes to the best of making as many people in this match look good as possible.
Angelo Dawkins, big star. When Braun went around for a second time doing his run around the ring, he tackled him or shoulder tackled him. That was awesome. That got the crowd popping. It's like finally someone knocked Braun off his feet. So that was very cool. Chad Gable's able, he's just one of the best in the ring. So for him to deliver big moments there, it was just like, it literally felt like a fun indie show where everyone gets their stuff in. So literally, Ricochet, coming out and doing high flying stuff. It was just a lot of fun. And, it just shows that, WWE right now has some depth right now in the tag team division. And, I think they're in a good spot right now with a lot of the tag teams. So ultimately, though, the finish saw, Ricochet was trying to do a big shooting star on the outside for sending Dawkins into the ring for the 450 splash. Dawkins got his knees up. Ford came in with the frog splash on top of Dawkins.
I really liked that because we've never seen that before. Dawkins like holding somebody down like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. That was different.
So Street Profits pick up the win, and they kind of blew their. It wasn't official. These tag team showcases. As I was kind of asking some of the tag teams I interviewed at WrestleMania, theoretically, whoever wins this should become the number one contender for the tag titles. And everyone it was like unspoken word that, whoever wins this will become the number one contender. Street Profits win, and they blow off their match, that Raw after Mania against, spoiler alert, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. So it's like they kind of threw it away.
And just jumping to the next day really fast, Rhonda and Shayna win, and they haven't even been seen since Mania.
Exactly. So we'll get into all that as well. Let's see. Next match, Seth Rollins taking on Logan Paul. A match that I was very intrigued because we know Seth Rollins is arguably one of the best wrestlers in the world. Logan Paul, for his fourth match, I want to say.
Mania, SummerSlam. Yep, fourth. Well, fifth if you count the Rumble.
Exactly. So, fifth time in a wrestling ring from the WWE Universe. The guy is so athletic. He picks it up so fast, the wrestling side of things. This match, I was really intrigued how this was going to go. So not only is Logan Paul picked it up like super good in the ring. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, boys age 8 to 15 think he's the coolest dude in the world. So my friend's son turned 11 over Mania weekend. And he was like, hey, what do you want to do for your birthday? And he's like, I want to have a sleepover and have friends come over and watch WrestleMania. Sweet.
And so there was like 5 or 6 kids there. He said when Logan Paul came out, they were all glued. Didn't look away, no nothing. Like they were all like, that's the coolest guy in the world. We want to be like him. He's like da-da-da-da. And then I watched Mania like a day or two later with my son because he was with his mom over the weekend. And again, the Logan Paul match comes. That's the one he's most excited for. That's the one he's most invested in. And then he literally, after the match, looks at me and goes, can I get that Prime bottle as a costume for Halloween? I'm like, go. They don't have it yet. He's like, well, Halloween's like how many months away? So maybe they'll make one by Halloween. But no.
That'd be awesome.
Boys like 8 to 15. Logan Paul's, they're like, back in the day, who did you think was like the cool guy on WWE television?
Back when I was a kid, or
like the Rock and Austin?
The Attitude Era when I was in middle school and high school. Yeah, it was Rock, Austin.
So like that middle school age area, they all think Logan Paul's the coolest guy on TV right now in WWE.
I totally get it, and that's where his value is as far as bringing
because the way he audience. His presence on television, he's super confident. The stuff he does in the ring, it's not like he's just out there having a basic match. He's flying and flipping all over everywhere. So no, he's got a thing there with like young males, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, I totally get it, and he's worth the investment that WWE's been putting into it. So, his entrance though definitely a play on Shawn Michaels' WrestleMania. Was it 13? No, 12. 12 entrance, coming down from the skies. But definitely it's like the heel version of that. He was totally like just taking it all in, egging on the crowd. And then the match itself was really good. I mean, it was, high flying. It was intense. The big spot though was obviously Seth Rollins was on the outside table. Logan Paul taking a sweet time, getting on the turnbuckle to do a frog splash. As you said, he came out with the Prime bottle, dressed up Prime bottle mascot, and he's taking his time, his head down, he's trying to take a sip out of his Prime drink, and he spits in the air and he goes for the frog splash, but Seth pulls the Prime mascot onto the table, which was revealed as KSI, his YouTube buddy and business partner with Prime. And so as he's in the air, he sees KSI is on the table now and hits the frog splash, lands on him, takes him out. And then, we saw, where is it? Let's see. Rollins, took the curb stomp on Logan Paul in the ring for the win. So good for Seth Rollins. It was a good win for him. Logan Paul, he definitely needed this win there. So it was cool to see, it was a very fun match. And I think a lot of people were just kind of amped up for kind of the fast pace of it all and whatnot.
And I liked afterwards, Logan Paul goes over to KSI and he's like kind of like tapping him like, hey, it's over. We got to go. Yep, get up.
I'm sure they love the attention from it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it gives that crossover coverage with other outlets and TMZ and stuff like that. Next up, it was Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus taking on Damage Control. Very cool to see Bayley. I think it was her first match on WrestleMania in a few years now, if you really think about it. She was out was it last year? She was still injured last year.
Yeah.
And then
37. She just made the appearance.
Yeah. And then 36. Yeah. Did she wrestle 36? I'm trying to remember.
36 in the PC. I don't remember her wrestling. So maybe it's been since the tag title win at 35 or the tag title loss.
Maybe. Yeah. It's been a few years for her. So I'm glad to see her wrestle. The match itself was okay.
Oh, worst match of night one.
Yeah.
Second worst match of the weekend.
Yes, exactly. Ultimately,
I'll say it.
Yeah. So the brawl, they're brawling over the place. EO went for the twist of fate. And excuse me, did I have that right here? EO took the twist of fate into the lead assault. Becky got the manhandle slam on Bayley from the ropes and picked up the win. So Team Becky won there, which I know a lot has happened since then on Raw, which we'll talk about the next episode. So bear with me right now. Yes.
Bayley did work 36 at the PC. She defended the SmackDown Women's Championship in the Fatal 4-Way against Sasha, Lacey Evans. No, 5-Way. Sasha, Lacey Evans, Naomi, and Tamina.
That's right. Okay.
I don't remember that match at all.
Gotcha. Next up, a match that everyone was looking forward to. Outside the Bloodline storyline, you can make the argument Ray and his son Dominic is the best storyline going in WWE. So yeah, father versus son here. Dude, I love the video package for Dom, like the prison setup, and then his entrance to the ring coming out in a police police van, escorted to the ring by a bunch of cops. He was cuffed up. He had the Ray mask on, and then I took it off.
And I love the Ray mask with Judgment Day colors.
Yeah. Let me ask you something I noticed just sitting there watching him. His body language. He just seems much more confident.
100%.
His swagger walking to the ring. He's like looking around at the crowd. Like it's finally starting to click his character.
Well, you got to think. He didn't work indies. He didn't go through NXT. He was just boom.
Yeah.
Ray had him do a bunch of training and then was like, all right, you're on national television.
Exactly. I mean, remember one of his first physical altercations was Brock Lesnar, if I remember a couple of years ago.
Right. And I know I make that comment and then people are going to go, well, what about Logan Paul? He didn't do anything before. Yeah, but his whole thing is being in front of people, entertaining crowds and this and that. Dominic was just thrown out there and it was just like, hey, you trained with Lance Storm and you trained with this guy in Mexico and you trained here and da-da-da. Yeah. Now you got to entertain everybody on WWE. Like he didn't go out there. He doesn't have a background of working for a crowd or entertaining people in this. So it's like, it's going to take him a couple years. And people that give Dominic so much crap for being not good, it's like, give him time. He's still learning.
So no, it was great to see. Like, it's like starting to click now. Like this character he is now, he's developed. He's arguably the best heel in WWE right now. And the way he just carries himself, I was like, this is it. It's starting to finally hit now on the biggest stage for him, for the company. Great stuff. And so he comes walking out to the ring, and then Rey Mysterio comes out with Snoop Dogg in the lowrider, the Eddie Guerrero inspired lowrider. They come out. Was it California?
Eddie's music.
Well, it was it was the Snoop. Wait, oh my God. People are gonna, don't yell at me for not knowing. It was it California Love? No.
I couldn't tell you. I'm a country music guy.
I know.
I just know that when the lowrider came out, they played Eddie's music.
Nothing but a G thing, of course.
Okay, there you go.
Yes. So first that, then Eddie Guerrero's song, now, which is
go for it.
Well, I was gonna say, was that the first time Eddie's song was played in front of a crowd in how many years? I mean, I think that was the big thing. Was like, it was the first time the WWE Universe, I think, got to hear Eddie Guerrero's theme music live in a long time.
Fame induction, maybe?
Maybe. I think so. I mean, that was the big thing, was like, wow, even though unfortunately Eddie's no longer with us, but to hear his music live at a WrestleMania, that was a big deal. Just that from a presentation standpoint.
So I don't know if you listened to my WrestleMania review or not, but I talked about how I lost my crap when Eddie's music played and almost threw my chair against the wall. Eddie's music played. My hands go down. I grabbed my chair. Like, this is all not thinking. This is just doing. And I go, oh my God, it's Eddie Guerrero's music. So I jump to my feet, still with my hands on my chair. My right arm swings out with my chair still in it. And I'm like, oh crap, throw my chair back down. And I'm just losing my crap because Eddie's music played.
Yeah.
I'm like, if my right hand didn't let go, my chair probably would have flung through the window.
No, it was so cool to hear that. And then Ray kicked into his own music and he started making the way down to the ring. Now, I haven't had a chance to watch the replay on Peacock, but in the press box, it felt like Ray disappeared for a bit because after he got out of the car, he had to climb up the steps to the stage. So I was like, where'd he go? Everyone was like, did he disappear?
If I'm remembering correctly, they show Ray start to go up the steps and they cut to a big wide shot.
Yeah, okay.
And so you kind of still see Ray, but it's such a wide shot that everybody just looks super small. And then eventually they're back to Ray on the ramp.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So during that time, we were like looking. It's like, okay, I think he's climbing up all those steps. Like, poor guy.
Yeah, from where you were, there's a good chance you didn't see him for 10 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was like 30 seconds. I was like, where'd he go?
Yeah.
But then he comes down the ring. I love his mask. He was like a great Muda inspired mask.
Yes.
Which Muda and him both got into the Hall of Fame.
Actually, I had two versions of that mask, the red and yellow one and a black one.
Oh, that's awesome. So he his Hall of Fame speech was awesome. Conan's induction was incredible. So that was very cool to see that in person. The match itself was really fun. It was like, obviously father versus son. So there's like elements of, Ray busting out a belt and spanking his son. And then Dominic going outside, teasing his little sister and his mom. Grabbed his sister had a red Solo cup filled with something and, he grabbed it and threw it in her face. And they're trying to say that was not planned. But I'm like, how is she the only one with the red Solo cup in that area? Like that's not given.
There has been a little bit of a controversial take on this match as far as, now I want your opinion. Do you think the match being sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch took away from any of the importance of that storyline and what we've been getting as far as it being a serious storyline?
Okay, so back up a little bit. At the press junket, some people had Cinnamon Toast Crunch Rey Mysterio cereal boxes, like his face was on it.
But the match itself, all the boards were Cinnamon Toast Crunch graphics, and they had a Cinnamon Toast Crunch mascot out there when Ray entered the ring.
You know who it was under there, right?
No.
Sol Ruca from NXT.
Really?
Yeah. She on her Instagram, she like, here's my WrestleMania weekend, and it's like different photos.
Nice.
The last slide on Instagram, it's her the Cinnamon Toast Crunch costume.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that was her inside there.
I saw a lot of people going, having the match sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch means you guys didn't take this storyline as seriously as you wanted us to. I don't think that, but
I personally did not get caught up in that. Me
neither. I didn't even realize it till like 3/4 of the way through the match because I missed when Ray was going in and past the character. I didn't see that. And so I didn't even realize it until the match was almost over.
Well, and then the other thing too was that special edition cereal box with his face on it. Guess how much the price was? $6.19. 619.
Oh, okay. See, because I couldn't find it in stores, but if you just go and buy a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's got like a generic wrestling theme to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of Cinnamon Toast Crunch characters in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
I saw it the other day at Walmart.
Yeah.
I was like, where's the Ray one?
Well, see, that's the thing. I was like, was this only offered at WrestleMania? And I was like, how do certain press people only get it? Because I was like, where's mine? I saw a bunch of people have it. I was like, I want one.
Right.
But I was a little bummed. I was like, oh, man, who gave these out? And when I went to the Superstore, I didn't see it there unless I just missed it. So I was like, where's this special edition Rey Mysterio cereal box? So anyway, we'll find it one day, hopefully. But the match itself was really great. Ultimately, the end, though, Ray drop kick Dominic from behind, hit the 619 into the frog splash for the win, which I was kind of shocked. I thought Dominic would pick up a win here, but I guess Ray, Hall of Fame induction night before, he, I guess, didn't want him to lose the weekend.
Well, that, and I think the way Dominic lost with Bad Bunny taking the chain from him was really just to build up to the Puerto Rico match at Backlash.
That's it too. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot to mention. Yeah. Bad Bunny was on commentary, got involved. So yeah. And then I know a lot has happened since then, which we'll talk about next episode. Let's see. Next up, Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. A match.
Great match.
Yes, absolutely. So a match, though, some people thought should have main evented night one. I don't know, where'd you stand on this, Tim?
No, I think it was, great match. Great story. Rhea, the whole Rhea lost to her 3 years ago at WrestleMania. But I think, and I'd said this all leading up to WrestleMania, Sammy, Kevin, Usos had to go on last just because what's going to get the better reaction? What's going to get the more mainstream coverage? No offense to Charlotte and Rhea. And what's more people talking about? And it's Sami Zayn. So Sammy, I think main eventing was the right move.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's the Bloodline storyline.
And I know you didn't see the pre-show, but they were basically trying to say that these were co-main events. It's how they were trying to do it. They're like, we have 2 main event matches tonight and this and that. So that's how they were trying to spin it with Kayla Braxton on the pre-show.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm with you as far as Sammy, Kevin versus the Usos. That was the bigger storyline. It's part of the Bloodline storyline. It definitely should have main evented, and it was the right decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match itself, I don't know about you, but I felt like Charlotte and Rhea probably had a little chip on the shoulder, probably felt like they had something to prove. It's like, okay, since we're not going to be the last match of the night, let's go out there and kick each other's ass and just, make it a point. It's like, see, we should have main evented. So that, I felt like that was just the whole motivation there.
I think Rhea's best match ever, one of Charlotte's best matches I've seen. So they both went out there and put on a great performance.
Yeah, I mean, they literally beat the crap out of each other. And then, for the finish, though, big showdown between both of them, throwing punches at each other. Charlotte dragged Rhea to the ropes, but went face first into top of the ring post. Rhea managed to hit the riptide from the top. That was a great spot. For her to deliver from way up there and throw Charlotte down. Incredible. Rhea picked up the win, and she's the new SmackDown Women's Championship. And I know they're supposed to hate each other, but Charlotte caught on camera smiling on the outside, very much how Sasha smiled for Bianca Belair a couple years ago. So it's very cool. Just, Charlotte do the favor for Rhea, put her over. And, I know there's a draft coming up and stuff. And, definitely it looks like Rhea obviously is going to be on SmackDown moving forward, which we'll talk about that more next episode. But no, this match itself was incredible. So, so much fun.
I really like the match and the finish and all that. Like you said, the cool avalanche, riptide and stuff. But Charlotte just taking the pin 1, 2, 3 and immediately rolling out and being okay. I wish she would have maybe waited an extra minute to do that, just because it's like she takes the move, takes the pin, and all of a sudden she's fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, nitpicking on a match that can't really, there's not much bad to say about. So it's like you got to find one thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, this definitely was a makeup for. Actually, yeah, was it 3? I know 3 years ago. This is definitely the better match out of the two. So incredible stuff here. So, all right. And then we saw The Miz come out, him and Snoop Dogg back in the ring. And, no one took up his open challenge for the night. But then Snoop Dogg said he had a match made. Sure enough, Pat McAfee showed up and wrestled The Miz for a little bit. They went back and forth. Since I'm in the Bay Area, I popped seeing George Kittle from the San Francisco 49ers, my favorite football team. He was ringside. He jumped over, clotheslined The Miz as well, which it was funny. People were saying this is the first time George Kittle has ever been cheered inside SoFi Stadium, which is, as we all know, the home of the Rams and the Chargers. The Rams are in the NFC West conference, the division there. But I laughed. It's like, you guys don't know, when Niners go down to LA, they have a big following. Like, I think like 60-40 Niner fans in that stadium a lot of times. So they joke called Levi South for us Niner fans. So I was going to say, no, George gets cheered in there a lot. Niner fans show up for those Rams games down in LA. So, but the match itself, which is, I guess you call it a match. So it was cool seeing Pat McAfee out there. I thought he was going to do commentary, but no, he just did that one spot and that was it.
I think Michael Cole knew this time, unlike at Royal Rumble where he didn't know Pat was there. He played up the whole, I didn't know, I don't know. Why is Pat here? Pat, what do you? I think he played up a little too much on commentary this time.
Yeah.
To make it, even if, but maybe he didn't know, but then he made it seem like he knew this time. Maybe I'm wrong, but he played into it a little too much this time.
So, for right now, Wade's still on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Is Pat McAfee not coming back at all doing commentary? Like, I don't know what his status is.
So he was asked about it at one point and said something about it all depends on who buys WWE. He was trying to hint at if Saudi buys the company, I don't want to work for him.
Okay.
But now it's the Endeavor stuff. And I don't know. I think this is going to be his new role, sporadically just being used here and there. I don't think he's going to come back full time. I
love Wade Barrett on commentary as well anyway. So I think, it's a win-win. Get Pat McAfee when he can. And when he shows up, it's going to be a big deal. Yeah. So it's all good.
Yeah, they kept Pat a big secret. He had his own bus that they hit him in. And then I think it was Ryan Satin was like, I saw somebody in a hoodie over by Gorilla right before this all happened. And I just kind of told my people to move away because I don't want to record anything that may have been like something to be hidden or whatever.
Really?
He tweeted something when like Pat put out a backstage video of like him coming out of the bus and whatever. He's like, I saw somebody being brought over to Gorilla in a hoodie. And I was just like, I need to move away from this.
Interesting.
So they kept him a secret and most people didn't know.
Okay, well, that's cool. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see Pat. I guess he'll be at all the big four pay-per-views.
Yeah, well, I would assume maybe SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam could be the next one.
Especially since, Ford Field in Detroit, he doesn't have to travel that far.
Exactly, from Indiana. So, yeah. Be cool. All right, main event time. It was the Usos defending the Undisputed Tag Team titles against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. A match that has so much emotion in the story leading up to this. I mean, if you've been watching WWE for the last year, you know about the story being built up here. And it really was brothers versus brothers. And I know Sami and Kevin are not blood brothers, but they're best friends. They grew up in the business together.
They're probably closer than me and my real brother.
Yeah, exactly. And this was the conclusion of the Sami Kevin story. As far as I think a lot of people lost track. I know Sami got organically so over with the audience.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone wanted him to beat Roman Reigns, become champion. In the alternate universe, Sami would have won and would have been one of the greatest moments ever. Yeah. But in the world that we live in, the story here is not so much about Sami winning a world title. It's about Sami finding himself and reconnecting, fixing up his relationship with Kevin Owens. It's about this storyline for Sami. It's about relationships and fixing, the past and making things better again. World titles aside, fixing, your friendships with someone is more important here. And that was the main story here, which is, Sami patching things up with Kevin, getting back on the same page, and ultimately for them going after tag titles instead, which I think is a great, consolation prize for Sami here. So, they got back on the same page a few weeks prior to that. And it's going against the Usos. Sami formerly part of the
This was my match of the weekend. This is my favorite match of the entire weekend.
Yeah. So what'd you think of how the whole match played out here?
I mean, I thought, like you said, great storytelling. All four guys worked perfect together. I mean, like, there's so much to talk about in this match, all the different spots, but they did a lot of cool spots, but it wasn't like spot. It was like spot. And then we did things to transition slowly into the next spot. Just great overall storytelling, great overall work between all four guys. And then I loved, and I don't know if you saw the press conference afterwards with Kevin and Sami.
Saw Kevin eating a Snickers bar.
Oh, yeah. Triple H made fun of him for that. But Kevin Owens gave big props to the Usos.
Yeah, absolutely. And
he was like, I know they always get their flowers and stuff, but I'm gonna say right now, the Usos are still underappreciated.
Totally. I mean, there's been in the last week or so, it's been a kind of debate online stuff. Are the Usos the greatest tag team of all time? And now that's a whole separate conversation to have. But they're definitely in there. I think they're one of the great, especially this generation.
Oh yeah.
So the match itself, so emotional, back and forth. The Usos working on Kevin, waiting for Sammy to get the hot tag. He finally gets in there. Him and Jay going back and forth. Sammy hit the 3 haluva kicks on Jay. Jay was falling, picked him up, threw him back in the corner, hit him again with another haluva kick. Ultimately, Sammy kicking out of a 1D. Like, no one kicks out of a 1D.
They said the first person to ever kick out of the 1D. And I'm like, really? Okay, that's interesting. Would have never thought of that.
Michael Cole, his voice, just his excitement. Yeah. He was so happy to see it. Like, oh my God, he kicked out of a 1D. So Sammy got his moment to shine. It was cool. You know, LA is important to them because they both worked in PWG. And was that the PWG logo on there?
So basically a variation of it as much as they could use.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was cool. They acknowledged that and stuff, their time in Southern California coming up in the wrestling scene.
Because if you think about it, they started wrestling in Montreal. First time they got to showcase their stuff outside of Canada was when they got brought to PWG in Reseda, the Los Angeles area. And so they were like, this area, even though we don't live here, we didn't grow up here, it's not our hometown or home, whatever, means a lot to us because where we got one of our, if not our first real big break.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really amazing just them come kind of full circle. Like the biggest moment of their career on the biggest stage is that place where they got started in the US. So it was great. You know, Sammy pinned Jay for the win. They're now undisputed tag team champions right now. And as far as what's next for the tag titles, that's yet to be seen. Hopefully we'll get more answers in the coming weeks, especially with the draft coming up and see what happens. So that was night 1 of WrestleMania. And that was definitely much a Hollywood ending. And on a good note, everyone was super happy about it. And you know, with the night, everyone was smiling and celebrating, and everyone got amped up we could not wait for night number 2 of WrestleMania, thinking, all right, are we going to get back-to-back happy endings here? Wait, did I say that right? Hollywood endings, I should say, excuse me. Sorry, please do not take that out of context, people. But anyway, so, no, it was great stuff there. Very happy for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And they've been doing, now they're kind of seeing where they're going now on Raw and whatnot. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump out night 2. So once again, night 2 kicked off with The Miz and Snoop Dogg welcoming the crowd. And, Omas made his entrance to the ring. So the first match was Brock Lesnar versus Omas. A match here it was
a Brock match.
It was a Brock match, short and sweet. Omas dominated most of the match. But Brock, the big story here was, oh my God, can Brock do an F5 on Omas? It was kind of like the modern version of Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. If Hulk Hogan can body slam Andre, so it was a big thing. Can Brock F5 Omas here, the Giant? So,
if he was able to, no offense, F5 Mark Henry at one of his biggest weights. Yeah. I get Omas is longer, but he was able to F5 Mark Henry in the Big Show when they were over 450 both.
It's the match itself, it was still fun. I mean, that's the thing. It was like big spot after big spot. And so, it was a lot of fun. So ultimately, Brock hit the F5 on him and got the pin. Actually, let's see what else was there. Brock managed to sidestep a big tackle, hit 3 German suplexes on Omas. That was
well, you got to think early on, he tried to go for the double leg. Omas grabs him and just goes, just throws him.
yeah, exactly. He tried, and then his back was hurting. He tried to hit the F5, but it was hurting. But he finally lifted up Omas second time, hit the F5, and got the win there. People that say
Brock can't sell.
Dude,
he's only good for offense.
Oh, he's a good seller. Yeah. Next up, it was the women's tag team showcase. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Natty and Shotzi, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville. Unfortunately, if you had the grade performances, whatnot, it was probably worst match of the weekend, would you say?
clunky.
Clunky. Yeah, that's the right word for it. A for effort for them going out there, but early on, like up in the press box, I was sitting there and I was like, I noticed Shayna Baszler sitting off to the side on the ground, her taking her shoe off. Do we know exactly what happened?
No one's reported anything, which is the weird thing. People online are like, look like she hurt her ankle during the match. You're just assuming from watching. No one's reported anything. I've seen or heard nothing, so I have no clue. But then her and Rhonda win and disappear off of television.
Yeah, and that's really strange. You know, what's going on, like where they're going with all this.
Like, we know Rhonda went into the match and worked the match, hurt, but she worked the match. So you would think, okay, she could still go and do something and be on TV. Maybe Shayna did get severely injured and that's why they're not. I don't know. No one's talking about it at all other than like randos on Twitter going, oh, I think Shayna's hurt. Because I even sent out a tweet going, I was like, okay, if the Street Profits getting a tag title shot, why are Shayna and Rhonda not in this number one contenders match on Raw? And everyone's like coming to me going, well, didn't you hear? Didn't you see? Shayna's hurt. And I'm like, you're assuming no one's reported.
So I don't know what's happened there, but the match itself, yeah, very clunky, not smooth. And I think, unfortunately, Shayna getting hurt kind of probably threw things off a bit, probably call some things on the fly, change things up.
The finish looked like they kind of rushed some things.
Yeah, so let's see. Liv Morgan came in with a dive, broke the hold before getting a code breaker and an Oblivion on Shotzi. Bunch of tags happened. Rhonda got the arm bar and Shotzi made her tap out. So Rhonda and Shayna pick up the win. What's next for them? Who knows? See what happens next, with them. And
what's next is for them to get healthy.
Yes, that's the main thing. Please, get healthy, both of them now. Next up, I can make the argument maybe my favorite, if not one of my favorite matches from the weekend for the IC title. Gunther defending against Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, triple threat match. Sometimes triple threat matches to me can be a little hit or miss because sometimes I feel like while it's three people in the ring, usually it turns into two people fighting and one person just laying there on the side and not doing anything, just waiting for their turn to jump in. So it turns to a lot of people just laying around waiting to alternate going at each other. This match, though, was incredible. I mean, I got to give Drew McIntyre credit. He went toe-to-toe, slap for slap with Gunther here. This match was awesome. What'd you think?
Right. No, this match was, in my opinion, third best match of the weekend. And these guys, I would never want to be in there with any of these three. Like they basically seems like they went in there and was like, okay, we're all known for hard hits. So just let's hit each other as hard as we can and not care if we get hurt. Like they just beat the heck out of each other so bad that it was awesome. It was, as advertised, a fight. This wasn't a triple threat wrestling match. No, this was a fight where three people wanted to come out the champion and three big dudes that can beat the crap out of each other. So, this was amazing. Super fun, start to finish. All three guys looked great. It wasn't like you said, oh, well, this guy did something and why these guys just did nothing. Or this did no. There was something going on at all times with basically everybody.
That's the thing. It was a Big E dream match here.
Big sweaty man or whatever.
Slapping meat. Yeah,
there you
go. Slapping beef. Big sweaty man slapping beef. But it was a lot of fun. I think they had like even a punch count or a slap count. I think actually Drew got the most slaps in, if I saw that correctly, if that stat was right. But Gunther, was laying into both of them. At one point, Drew and Gunther were going back and forth, slapping each other. That was awesome. So
and this was the Mike's Harder Lemonade match.
Great, loved it. So that was a lot of fun.
Second year in a row they've sponsored a match.
Oh, that's cool. That makes sense.
The year before they sponsored the tag title match where Rick Boogs got hurt.
That's right. You had the colors, the matching ring gear for the logo. For the match here, McIntyre missed the Claymore, took the bro kick, but managed to kick out. Drew came back with the Claymore before Gunther powerbombed Sheamus onto Drew. Then he hit a powerbomb on Drew McIntyre as well before picking up the win. So Gunther retains. Big win here. I think it was the right call for Gunther to win.
Yeah.
I really want to see him break Honky Tonk Man's longest IC title reign, which I think comes up in September, right? Roughly. So,
I'm not even sure.
So I think roughly maybe September is when he would break the record. And
okay,
I think the goal, I'm just fantasy booking. I think Sheamus should be the one to beat him.
That'd be great.
Clash of the Castle 2.
If they do another Clash of the Castle, we don't know yet, but
exactly. So I do think Sheamus should be the one to beat him. And that way Sheamus becomes finally a Grand Slam champion. Now, the last title he needs.
Do you remember the last guy that said he was trying to break Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental title record?
I was gonna say Santino, or
because he literally had like a counter. He had like a thing on the screen. He's like, "I'm gonna beat the Honky Tonk Man's record, Intercontinental champion."
I saw Santino. He was outside the hotel I was staying at, because the hotel I stayed at was where WrestleCon was at.
Okay,
and he was outside like on a waiting for an Uber or something. I just walked by him. And I was gonna say, "Hey, it's the Impact Wrestling general manager or security," but I didn't want to bother him, but I saw, I was like, there he is. But so yeah, this match was awesome. So much fun. I mean, go out of your way and watch it if you haven't yet. It's just,
this match was phenomenal.
Yeah. Next up for the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair defending against Asuka. I was really looking forward to this match. I love Asuka. I wanted her to win, but I know big picture, Bianca Belair is really the face, has become like a big face of WWE. She's got her own little winning streak going at WrestleMania right now. She's on the verge of breaking Becky Lynch's Raw title reign length right there. So there's a lot on the line with Bianca here. This match was still great. I did go gasp when Bianca powerbombed Asuka on the outside mat right there. I was like, what the hell? That was tough, but yeah, no, this match itself was still a lot of fun. And I think for them, seeing Rhea and Charlotte tear it up the day before, I'm sure Asuka and Bianca had the mindset, like, we got to match that. Yeah. I don't know if it matched it, but still, they went out there and put on a credible show. What'd you think of their performance?
So I thought the match was good. Wasn't as good as Charlotte and Rhea. And nothing against Bianca, but I'm kind of against the finish. I think Asuka should have won, because Bianca, what's left for her on Raw? Like, she's beaten basically everybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no other. I mean, they got Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Dana Brooke. Trying to think of like the ones she hasn't really defended the title against. And it's just like, there's not many left. Maybe they move her to SmackDown and she's got a whole new crop of people to. Because here's one thing that we know they can do: switch both women's champions in the draft. Rhea gets to stay on Raw. Bianca then goes to SmackDown with a whole new list of challengers, and then they just swap the belts.
Hopefully not get a Charlotte Becky scenario again.
No. But
I think Rhea and Bianca are good friends, so they're good.
Regardless, that this match is really good, but I think Asuka should have won.
Yeah, I was rooting for Asuka, because Asuka, as decorated as she's been in WWE with her accomplishments, won every title, has done it all. The one thing she hasn't done on her list of accomplishments is win a big WrestleMania match. So for me, as a big Asuka fan, I wanted to see Asuka pull that off. So that's what I was really hopeful for, but unfortunately did not happen here. Bianca, though, like I said, 3-0 now at WrestleMania match. She's got a winning streak going. Who knows if she'll get Undertaker status as far as winning streaks, but now she's I want to say like a month or whatever, pretty close to beating Becky's title reign. I think Becky was like 380 something with her Raw championship title reign. So she's getting up there. So I think definitely Bianca's going to hold it past that. And we'll see what happens after the draft if Raw drafts some new fresh opponents for her. So give her some fresh competition.
Becky,
was it 390 something maybe?
I'm not sure, because Wikipedia is showing me combined days at 530. Combined days at 535 of the two reigns.
Oh, that's because when she pregnancy leave, right? Maternity leave.
Yeah,
I believe.
That's what it should.
There's another one. I seen that list before. If you scroll down, maybe
I can find it here. Hold on. 373. Here it is. 373. WWE recognized it as 398.
Okay.
And Bianca's currently at 376. So she's not far off.
Correct. Like by the end of May, definitely.
I mean, she's about to,
or end of this month.
And that's not even technically the record. Well, hold on. Yeah, that would be the single record because Alexa has 3 reigns at 398.
Is that combined though?
Yeah, combined.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, no, Bianca. Let's see, where was it? Asuka blocked the KOD before trying to spray her with the Miz. Bianca dodged it, and Asuka blocked yet another KOD, but locked in an armbar before Bianca was able to lift her up and finally hit the KOD for the win. So Bianca pulls up the win. Good for her. I know she's really become like I said, big spokesperson for the company. And I think they say big things in Bianca. So I get it, keeping the title on her. But Asuka, though. And Asuka got the new gimmick, the evil clown gimmick. So I don't know where Asuka goes after this. So maybe we could talk about that later with the draft and stuff. But next up, kind of an audible here. It was supposed to be Snoop Dogg and Miz in the ring. Miz was complaining about what happened yesterday and just how he's being treated. And Snoop says he had another match lined up for him. Sure enough, it was the return of Shane McMahon.
Oh Lord!
Comes running down to the ring. Start the match, and you guys all know what happened by now.
Oh, this is another one where I lost my crap. I'm like, oh my God, it's Shane! I thought he was never going to come back. For everything that people talk bad on Shane McMahon, I love Shane McMahon. To be completely honest, I'm a Shane fan.
Absolutely, I grew up watching him. I remember when he was like a referee way back in the day.
Right.
But yeah, I grew up in obviously Attitude Era and just all the stuff young Shane did. But no, he comes out. Unfortunately, jumps, lands awkwardly, turns, and yeah, everyone thought it was like it blew out knee.
He did
or something.
4 things. Punches that pushed Miz into the corner, whipped Miz. So there's 2 punches, whip Miz off the ropes, drop down, leapfrog, you're done.
Yeah. And then
Tor's quad.
Yeah, Tor's quad.
It runs in the family.
Absolutely. Vince, Hunter, yeah, it's all there.
And then the word was he was flown that night to Birmingham to get checked out and have surgery.
Wow. Must be nice being a McMahon and in the WWE corporation to get that medical benefits right away. Instant attention. But as far as the audible, Snoop Dogg pushes or tries to throw a punch on Miz, punches him, does his version of the people's elbow. Doesn't know how to run the ropes that well, but
hey, he got better there than when he jumped off the top rope for AEW.
Oh, that was terrible. That was so bad. But yeah, no, Snoop with the audible and made an entertaining way to wrap up that.
The one thing most people are not saying, and do you know who the unsung hero of making sure none of this broke down was?
I do, but
Jessica Carr. She's the one that it seems like she's the one that relayed to Snoop, hey, Shane's hurt. We need to do something. And then they went into whatever Snoop did. But
absolutely. Well, did you see the other video?
Which one?
The cameraman.
No.
Oh, I gotta send it to you. Oh my God, you didn't see that. No, I do agree with you. I think Jessica Carr, big help as far as
soon as Shane stood up and went right back down, she was on him. And then you see her say something to Snoop. And it's like, she was like, nope, we got to call an audible. Nope, Shane can't go.
I don't know if you can while I'm talking. There's some fan footage. The cameraman was telling Snoop to throw a punch. So it was like this little viral video that came out. I think it was on TikTok and Twitter and stuff. But so it was a video of the cameraman. So I'm with you. The ref, Jessica Carr, obviously, helping in the ring, calling everything. But then the cameraman, he's holding the camera, but he's yelling at Snoop, like, throw a punch. And then that's when he throws that punch at Miz.
That I did not see. So I just saw in the moment, Jessica Carr relays a message to Snoop, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, hey, you need to get in here. He's hurt. He can't go. And then they go from there.
Yeah. So all 4 of them, the cameraman, Jessica, Snoop, and Miz, all on the fly, working together to save the segment. It turned into, it turned into a fun moment, but no, everyone was like, oh my God, Shane, what the hell happened?
So I want them to put Snoop in the next WWE game, WWE 2K24, and I want his version of the People's Elbow where he's running the ropes like this, bouncing off the ropes like this, and then doing his weird little elbow. Like I want them to mocap Snoop's version of the People's Elbow.
Okay, that'd be great. So,
right?
Yeah. So Snoop saved the day, and is he in the Hall of Fame? By the way,
Snoop,
I can't remember.
yes.
So yeah, that's why he's a Hall of Famer. He proved it. He saved the day there. So, and give Miz credit too for on the fly kind of responding.
Again,
and,
Miz is one of the best. Miz is
a professional.
Professional. He's a pro.
Yeah. So
they can always rely on Miz.
And then next up, Hell in a Cell match: Finn Balor versus Edge. Dude, I love Edge's entrance. You know, I'm a big Slayer fan, so he comes out to South of Heaven by Slayer, and he comes up. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, Brood Edge," and I was like, oh, "Yeah, it's cool," but like he's coming out to Slayer. This is awesome. So he comes out in the middle of the ramp, and then it cuts into his, you know, his Alter Bridge song, and comes down to the ring. And then Demon Finn, comes out. It's cool. His, you know, got like the Judgment Day purple on it and stuff like that. The match itself, you know, was fine. I think it was cut a little short. Am I right? Because
I believe they're supposed to do more.
Yeah. So long story short, you guys all know Finn got hit in the head with the ladder from Edge, and then Edge, trying to stall for time, was like looking for a weapon. Which I was sitting there and I was like, what's going on? Like, why is Edge taking his time? And like the attention was on him. It was like kind of awkward.
They
on
were
TV.
just like tight shot on Edge. Keep that camera on him. Follow him, and like the ref's telling him something. And I think that ref maybe was telling him, "Hey, we need you to go to the opposite side so the cameras aren't here, so we can put 14 staples in this guy's head, and so you can continue." Like, geez.
And so Finn got busted open in the head, so they put some numbing liquid or numbing stuff in his, you know, injected in him, and then they put one staple in there to kind of hold it in place for the time being, and then they finished the match pretty quick. And
he was fine.
He
literally after the match, Triple H was asked in the press conference, "Hey, can we get an update on Finn Balor? We saw, you know, what happened during the match. Is he okay?" And Triple H is just nonchalantly, "Oh, yeah, right before I walked into this room, I saw Finn and he was perfectly fine, like nothing happened."
You go to Finn's Twitter, man. Got 14, as you said, staples in his head.
Staples.
And then like he had a grade 2.
I think so, yeah, because the gash was too wide for stitches.
Oh God! Like my friend sent me the photo. He's like, "You can see his brain." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And then he also, I know it was reported afterwards, he had like a grade 2 calf tear or something going into WrestleMania.
So 3 or 4 weeks before WrestleMania, he posted this all on his Instagram.
Okay.
That he had like a grade 2 calf injury.
Okay.
And WWE, he told them, "Hey, I'm hurt. I need to figure out what this is." And they were like, "All right." And he went on like the most aggressive rehab he could to make sure he was cleared. He was at the PC every single day working out and training with the trainers there. And he was just doing everything he can to make sure that match with Edge did not get canceled.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Because it had already been pushed back from the Rumble because Edge was not available before Rumble to build it up. It was supposed to happen at the Rumble. But
Edge was filming
Disney Plus show, the Percy Jackson.
Gotcha. Okay. So, but yeah, when I was watching, I was like, something's going on. Sure enough, come out, find out after, oh yeah, you got blood and stitched up. I saw some people online saying, "Thought this was Hell in a Cell. If he's bleeding, you just take it out more." It's like, well, no, come on. You gotta...
not that bad. If he's bleeding, sure, but not his head split open and you see his brain.
You got to protect them.
Yeah, close his brain.
But finally, once they picked things up, Edge got a spear for near fall before getting the concerto Edge was able to lay the concerto on the Finn, and Edge picked up the win, which I was kind of shocked, thinking, you know, maybe Finn was going to pick up the win. But some people, we were talking in the press box, I mean, could this have been Edge's last WrestleMania match?
Edge did two different things. Well, one thing 2 different times. During his entrance, before he got in the cell, he did this look. Like he was looking around as if maybe the last time in front of a crowd this big. And then he did it as soon as the match ended. He had the look of, I got to soak this all in because this may be my last.
Yeah, because rumor is supposed to retire this year, and like there's that Toronto date in August, right? That they're kind of leaning towards.
So it's not quite that more per se. Of he's basically, the rumor is that once his contract's up, he's done.
Okay,
but they could still add time, because I think initially it was August, but they could add some injury time to that. I don't know exactly, because he's a special case. He's not a full timer where it's like, oh, add injury time, now you got to work extra. He's on a part-time deal already anyways.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, and yeah, couldn't they just reduce it even more? Like he just does maybe like 3 matches a year or something like that.
Well, I don't know exactly what the plan is for Edge, but he had said that he's going to retire after this contract.
Gotcha. So, which makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
These kids are getting older and stuff, and like I'm sure he's just happy he's got like an extra 3 years that
come back for one last run.
Yeah, that he get to kind of go out on his own terms now. So
now,
just happy for him.
What'd you think of their red and purple weapons, their chairs and kendo sticks?
I mean, I get some play on obviously Judgment Day colors and Edge, the Brood, like.
Right.
Well, first off, I forgot to mention the big thing that Hell in a Cell was the regular silver metal color. Yeah. It wasn't the big red Creighton out there that we see in the past. Right. So no, everyone was happy to like, oh my God. Cause when we came in and we were looking up and we were like, oh, there's Hell in a Cell. It was like up in the, the lights and stuff. So it was just cool. Yeah. Cause when we heard the reports that it's going to be back to the actual metal silver color.
Well, yeah, because we had seen the leaked photos from inside the building like 3 days before that showed the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. So it was just cool to see when it came down, and it's like it's just cool. Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, like thought of like Undertaker, Triple H.
Also,
yeah.
If you remember last year, Triple H said in a press conference, "Hey, Hell in a Cell needs to be a special match, not an event. It needs to be the blow off of a
feud,
big,
a blood feud.
Crazy blood feud, and not, oh, it's June. Who's going to wrestle inside Hell in a Cell when it doesn't even matter?"
Exactly. I mean, lucked out last year.
Because he teased like that going away, and maybe the TLC pay-per-view going away. He's like, we can still have shows like Extreme Rules, but these ones where it's like, oh, we have to have specific matches just because it's that time of the year. No, specific matches need to be set for specific reasons. With
the story that's being told, which I agree 100%. So no, it was awesome to see Hell in a Cell on a WrestleMania card. So that was cool. All right. And then after that, like I was trying to pay attention to what was happening on the TV. They were stalling for time because the Shane McMahon spot, did not go as what they wanted. So that was cut very short. Edge Finn match cut very short. So you could tell they were stalling big time. Like they were running video packages.
They made us watch Seth's entrance over again from night one.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I was sitting there and I was like, why are they re-showing this on the TV screen? And I was like, oh yeah, there must be stalling for time, because it was, I was like, I think, what time was it? I think they wanted it was not even 7th. I don't know what time.
No, there was still like an hour and a half left in the show or something at this point.
Yeah. Because I was like, okay, I'm sure they want Roman to have a long entrance, Cody have a long entrance, the match itself be pretty long. So they were definitely padding for time to I want to say it was like, it wasn't until like, they want to get to like 8:00 our time on the West Coast. So they were stalling, but they finally got to the main event. Roman Reigns defending the undisputed Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes. Man, just watching those entrances in person.
Cody made me cry. Cody and Michael Cole made me cry.
Why is that? What happened for you?
Cody comes out and he goes up the stairs like he's going to get in the ring, and then he stops. And he goes back down, walks around over to commentary, and we see some people sitting in the front row. It's his mom, his sister, his wife, his daughter, and Brody Jr. Now, we knew that they were there, all of them. Amanda Huber had posted the day before that she was there with the boys.
Yep.
But when Cody's, hugs his daughter, kisses his wife and everything, and then looks down at little Brody, takes off the weight belt, hands it to him, I go, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. But then when Michael Cole tells us exactly who that little boy is, and not just, oh, that's a kid that means a lot to Cody. No, he says that is Brody Jr., the son of John Huber, who used to work here as Luke Harper, and might know as Brody Lee and this and that. From them to allow Michael Cole to go and just say exactly who that is.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I realized I'm like ugly crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And there was one missed opportunity. We'll get to it. Well, we'll talk to it later when Solo ends up with the belt.
Oh, that's okay. Well, yeah, we'll save that. But I was wondering if he was going to call him -1 as well. But no,
I don't think they'd go that far.
No, go that far. People are like, who's -1? Or like, is that little kid in the mask? But anyway.
For them to just actually say, that's Brody Jr.
Yeah.
The son of John Huber, who you may know as Luke Harper. I did not expect them to go that far. And I just, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Very cool. And then, but the cool thing about that belt as well, that was a custom made belt for WrestleMania.
Yes.
On the inside, it was written out every indie promotion that Cody worked for in his time away from WWE and before he started AEW. So shout out, All Pro Wrestling was on the belt there. So that was cool. So, which Cody had a big run here in the Bay Area during his time away from WWE. APW, wrestled the Cow Palace and stuff. So very cool. So that belt for Brody Jr. to have is awesome. And it's cool that Amanda Huber said that, Cody was there for the family after John passed. And then obviously Brody Lee and Cody had some great matches, the TNT title program that they had in AEW. So they do have a lot of history there. So that's just cool that they're there for the family and stuff.
Well, I mean, she's said it before. Cody is one of Brody Jr.'s favorite people in the world.
Yeah. So it's very,
he means
cool.
a lot they all mean a lot to each other.
Exactly. Then Roman, so Cody, his entrance though, the crowd going, whoa!
That was great.
That was awesome. Then Roman comes out and, did he have the orchestra? I'm trying to remember.
So I think it was, if I'm remembering, it was just people playing piano.
That's right. Seth had the conductor for the whoa.
Yeah.
But the match itself, it was a basic Roman match, like very slow, methodical. Cody selling, working his ass off, getting the beat down, the babyface getting the beat down here, made the big comeback. Solo got kicked out, ejected early on, came back later on, or it was the ref bump. The Usos come out, Kevin and Sammy come out, make the save, clear the ring. Then sure enough, Solo comes out. Paul Heyman or Cody went for oh my God, I'm blanking on his finisher. Three crossroads, but Paul Heyman distracted the ref. Solo then came back because I saw Solo from where I was sitting. You can see Solo sneaking down with the hoodie on. I was like, damn it. The numbers game. They still got one more person.
They kind of gave it away early on or at the start when the Usos didn't come out with Roman and you go, oh, they're coming out later.
Yeah.
It's a Roman match.
Solo came back, Samoan Spike Cody, and then Reigns followed up with the spear and picked up the win. I was in the press box. It got so quiet. So many people were bummed and sad. I saw people walking out hella fast afterwards.
Can we say they made Cody look like a dumb baby face for not realizing everything that happens in a Roman Reigns match? The Usos aren't there. Oh, they're going to come out later. Oh, Solo got kicked out. He'll find a way to come back later. If you're looking in storyline, it's like they made Cody look like a dumb baby face because if he's done his homework, then he would know what happens in a Roman Reigns match. A lot of interference. Especially in the last, 6 months, as far as we've seen it now. I mean, Clash at the Castle, Drew almost won, but Solo made his debut, made the save. Usos have helped many times. So, you're right. It's like, I do see the argument, people complaining that it's like, oh my God, Roman matches are starting to get kind of stale as far as the conclusion, the finish. True. Which I do agree. It's like, they got to kind of mix it up. And then I saw on Twitter today, and this is just someone else, wild conspiracy or wild, just observation, saying Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns finishes to their title matches are both the same, evolving, which is true. Like Jinder did have Bollywood boys constantly help out. Roman's got the Usos helping out, so I do see the comparison, but it's two different things as far as
Roman's on a much bigger level now, but I thought that was a funny observation there someone made. But the big thing here in the big debate, and we won't spend too much time on because I know it's been talked to death for weeks, the last couple weeks now. Should Cody have lost here? Should he have won? I mean, I'll turn to you, man, Tim. What is your thoughts? Do you think Cody should have won here? Did they make the right decision by booking Roman to win? I have my thoughts, and now that I've had like a week and a half to think about it, I could see why.
I'm of two mindsets. Cody probably should have won here. Triple H said the story's not over. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and wait and see how they play it out. I think Cody should have won here because it's going to be the biggest crowd that they're going to have. I mean, yeah, they're going to Ford Field for SummerSlam. Maybe Cody wins it at SummerSlam. They're going to be in Saudi Arabia now have you thought of this? What's the big thing Michael Cole is pushing with Roman? Got to get to day 1,000, right?
Yes.
Saudi show is day 1,000.
And now you hear the rumor is they might change it from King of the Ring to now Clash of the Champions now or something like that.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. The logo and everything that they've already advertised is King and Queen of the Ring.
Okay. Maybe that was just some fan theory. Sorry, let me just double check if there's
interesting. Because
okay, maybe that's just something I saw online that just someone's saying.
Because when they announced it and they put out a logo, King and Queen of the Ring. But I mean, they could still change it. I don't know. I haven't heard anything myself. But that date, the 27th of May, is day 1,000 for Roman Reigns.
That makes sense.
From when he won the Universal title till then. So
it makes sense. If he's not going to be at Backlash, then he'll probably be in Saudi, and they'll make a big deal of that achievement. So
does he get beat on day 1,000? Because they're pushing big of Roman. Can Roman make it to 1,000 days? Can Roman get to 1,000 days? He's gonna get to 1,000. Like, it's inevitable at this point because he's not working Backlash. But do they beat him on day 1,000 and be like, ooh, he got to 1,000 but couldn't pass 1,000?
No.
Or do they wait till like SummerSlam or something?
I get it as far as they want to get that 1,000 day and then go past that. I think at this point, whoever beats him, it needs to be on the biggest stage possible in the US. I see some people saying, oh, it could be at SummerSlam. That'd be good. And
SummerSlam,
I get it.
Ford Field, 50,000 people.
I know they want to make SummerSlam WrestleMania 2.0, but I feel we won't see a title reign like this for a long time again.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think it deserves to be, defeated, dethroned on a WrestleMania stage. So I'm at the point now. It's like, fine, let him be champion for the next year. But you gotta give him some good opponents over the next year, which they can run it back. I think with Seth Rollins at some point, because Seth technically did win against him at Royal Rumble, but it was DQ. So I think they can easily run that back at some point. They can, I think they can feed him Bobby Lashley maybe at some point as well. Which I'm bummed. There are reports that the Hurt Business reunion story got dropped. So I was hoping. Which let's save that for the next episode.
I'll just say, people not knowing the difference between Dave Meltzer speculating and Dave Meltzer reporting.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's called you aggregated from somebody else's aggregation that doesn't know how to aggregate and didn't listen to the actual podcast.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll save that for the next episode because that was a news bit I wanted to get into. Gotcha. I would like to see at some point, Hurt Business versus the Bloodline.
Oh, yeah.
I think that could be a fresh story at some point. I think that could be a War Games type match if they, do set it up for it at some point. Who else? There was you could feed him AJ Styles as well.
Whenever he returns, and it's a broken ankle, should have been back by now. So I don't know what's going on with AJ.
Because I thought he was supposed to be back by. Yeah, he was supposed to be back by WrestleMania, but they could totally also think Sheamus can, fight him at some point. Even Shinsuke never got his match with him. So,
if you look up broken ankle, depending on the severity, 6 to 8 weeks. If no surgery happened, we don't know if AJ had surgery or not.
But he broke it. What, mid-January it was? I want to say, or like
something like that in late December, January.
I think 2 months would have been like end of March. So Yeah,
if you look off of what, is normal for a broken ankle, you would assume he'd be back by now, but they're keeping everything quiet with AJ, so we don't know exactly what's going on.
Or maybe, he just wait to make big return with the draft or something like that. So yeah, there's plenty of people that they can feed. And if Roman only wrestles at the big pay-per-views, then you only need 4 contenders before, if you want to revisit him versus Cody at WrestleMania next year.
And
so
that was going to be my other question to you. Do you keep him and Cody apart? Because Cody already asked for the rematch. He's getting Brock first. But if you want him to wait till Mania, do they keep him and Cody apart?
I think you need to,
because they didn't even do the tag match.
Yeah, I think this has turned into a really special rivalry now. Mm-hmm. I think you could spread it out like Austin Rock. Austin Rock, they fought each other 3 times at WrestleMania over the span of, 5 years? Or 4 years?
So it was 15, 17, 19.
Yes. So 3 different WrestleManias over the course of 4 years. So, So I think with this situation though, they could totally spread it out and be like, let's do it. Let's run it back to back WrestleManias. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels went back to back. Triple H, Undertaker went back to back. So I think they're like, we have no one as popular as Cody, and if we want Roman to be dethroned, we need to have someone just as popular as him to do it. So just keep it fresh. I'm worried that it's going to be tough.
I think we were thinking this. You said you're worried, and I would think the same thing. Worried that how do they keep Cody fresh enough for that audience? See, I think it was to Cody's advantage that he was gone for 9 months.
Exactly.
They couldn't get tired of him.
So here's my thing. That night at WrestleMania, I was so upset that Cody lost. I was like, damn it. I was like everyone else. I was upset, just sat there for a bit, shocked. I watched a bunch of fans literally leave right after the 3rd count. Like not even watch Roman celebrate. They just stormed out. And I get it. People were angry and upset. And I know a lot of people said it's an easy layup and they missed it. It's like it was so easy. Cody was so hot. So over with the crowd. This was the opportunity for him to win. But I get it. The big picture. They want Roman to get over 1,000-day title reign. But the other thing too, keep in mind, Roman Reigns, it's not about Cody losing. It's about building the momentum Roman up as one of the all-time greats. He's been a long-time project for WWE. Cody made the joke on that Go Home Smackdowns. Like, you're a 10-year, 11-year investment, but only finally got over by year 8. So, that's the thing. Roman's been the chosen one of this generation for the last 10 years. And they've been pushing him and it hasn't been working until he finally went heel. So we're not at the end of this story for Roman. It's not so much about Cody losing. It's more about continuing to build up Roman Reigns as one of the all-time greats. And it's like, what else do we need to do to make sure he's on the all-time list that, who knows that he can be arguably one of the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestlers for WWE. So I think for them, they're like, we got momentum with him still. Let's not cut it short in their eyes, at least. Like, this is the story we need to tell. We got to, what other accolades, what other accomplishments we need to have Roman do to be considered up there with the Stone Colds, with the Rocks, with the Hulk Hogans, the Ric Flairs. Exactly. So I think I was, like I said, in the moment, I was so upset that Cody didn't win. But after sitting on a few days, I get it. It's not so much about Cody losing. It's more about just continuing to build up Roman as one of the all-time greats. And I'm like, okay. And then I thought about it. It's like, well, let's use this advantage for Cody. And hopefully now that he's got the sympathy loss here, people are going to be upset and they want to really see him beat Roman next time. And if they hold it off properly and keep them away from each other, they can maybe revisit that next year WrestleMania. Maybe Cody, they haven't had back-to-back Royal Rumble winners in a long time. So maybe Cody can go in. I know people complaining that he came in at number 30, didn't have that much of a challenge to the Royal Rumble. Maybe next Royal Rumble, Cody can enter number 1, go all the way through to the end, wins. Then he's like, I'm challenging Roman. I want my rematch now, finally, at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. And that's the story of him finally beating him. But then again, I do hate people saying, oh, he didn't get enough go through enough challenges or adversity, all that stuff. I'm like, bull crap. Like the first run in WWE, all the stuff he had to go through with Legacy and Stardust, and had to go away and go in the indie scene, start AEW. Like the last 10 years have been a challenge for Cody Rhodes. So everyone's like so focused on this one last year that, he didn't go through enough challenges. The rivalry with Seth Rollins, the torn pec, coming back from that win in the Rumble, that's a lot right there.
He was hurt for like 8-9 months and couldn't do anything.
I get so, dude, like I said, the last 10 years have been so many challenges for him. So
exactly.
But as far as in the moment, I'm sure they can revisit, finish the story. And so I'm okay with them having the rematch next year, WrestleMania, because I think whoever beats Roman, it's got to be the next big star. And Cody is that person. So, but I'm concerned over this next year. You got to keep Cody special. I don't want the WWE universe to turn on him. Maybe I'm worried that maybe we'll have another Sami Zayn situation. Who knows, can get hot in the next year and become like someone else that they want to see take on Roman and not Cody. So they got to be careful with this. The next year's got to be really careful for WWE's booking, especially handling Cody Rhodes. So we'll see, man. But
I assume Cody, I'm more than assume Cody beats Brock. Yeah. But then where do you go from Cody? You got to keep Cody strong. So does Cody go? I don't think he goes fully undefeated. But does he go almost fully undefeated for the next year?
That's the thing. It's like, he's got Brock next. Maybe go up against Gunther at some point. But I think Gunther, you got to keep him strong to beat the IC title. So you got to kind of keep him on a separate island, a separate path. Maybe Bobby Lashley. I threw that out there. Bobby Lashley.
I wouldn't want Cody to go for the IC title and Gunther, even though it'd be a great match. Some fans may see it as a step down.
Exactly.
For the IC title. Would be a phenomenal match. Yeah. Cody and Gunther,
and he's been IC champion before, so we don't need to worry about that so much. But
bring back the white belt.
I'm with you on that one. So this is an ongoing topic, but like I said, at first I was bummed seeing Cody lose, but now in the big picture of things, as far as what Roman's legacy is with WWE, I get it. They're still working on that and trying to tell that story. They'll come back around for Cody to finish his story. So we shall wait and see. So, all right. So that was
Triple H basically said we got a plan, and the story that we want to tell is not done yet. And I said in the press conference.
I give Triple H the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. I've been liking his creative overall. It hasn't been perfect. I know Vince McMahon is kind of lurking around.
Not really, though.
True, which we'll get into that in the next next episode. But for the time being, I'll give Triple H benefit of the doubt and just ride this out and just enjoy it. That's the big thing. Enjoy it. It's pro wrestling, sports entertainment, as they say. But all right, on that note, let's start wrapping things up. Tim, where can the Kliqsters find you online?
So you can find me personally basically everywhere at Timmy Buddy. You can follow Pro Wrestling Unlimited on YouTube, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. And you can find us on TikTok. I post there. I'm trying to post more on TikTok, but I get a couple a month over there. So you can follow us on all the major social media platforms and Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited.
Yeah, Tim, you're the effing man. Seriously, thank you for all your help. Yeah, I've been trying to use TikTok too. Dude, all those social clips you made for me were phenomenal. So I've been trying to post those on TikTok as well. Dude, like one of the social videos you made for me got 171,000 views on In The Kliq's Instagram. Yeah, the Rhea Ripley one. Nice. So that blew up. So thank you so much for that. So like I said, Tim is the man who edits all the video interviews people here. So this is, like I said, please follow Tim, support him, watch his videos, share his videos, all that good stuff. And I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey83. For everything else, subscribe to In The Kliq. Follow us on social at In The Kliq. Email us inthekliq@gmail.com. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line because Huey said so.